We're back with a Fox News alert out of Miami, Florida. OnlyFans model Courtney Clenney will return to court Tuesday after pleading not guilty to stabbing her boyfriend to death in their luxury apartment back in April. The 26-year-old is claiming self-defense, but prosecutors say the evidence says otherwise. She's being charged with second-degree murder. Joining me now to break it all down is trial attorney Brian Claypool. Brian, thank you so much for joining the program. You always have a lot of insight on this stuff. Apparently, they had this tumultuous relationship. Fights were going back and forth. They had already were going to be, I guess, going to get kicked out of the apartment because they had been seen doing this nonsense. And she stabs the guy and then pleads self-defense. Where does this go?
Yeah, hey, Lawrence, great to be back with you. Yeah, this is really a horrific case. And let's start with second-degree murder so your viewers know. That doesn't require premeditation, right? So this is something that's not premeditated. But what the prosecutors do have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt is that Clenney had what's called a depraved mind when she stabbed the victim. So that's going to be a daunting task for the prosecutors. But look, here's how they do it. Let me break down both for you. Prosecutors are going to show through forensics that his subclavian artery, Lawrence, was sliced. That's just below your clavicle, and it's the main artery. It was sliced. She says, I took the knife 6 feet away and threw the knife at him, right? So a forensic expert's going to come in for prosecution and say, hey, wait a minute. This has to be a close-range stabbing, and it's probably due to anger. Conversely, she's going to argue, hey, look, I'm the victim of domestic abuse and I was just defending myself. But look, if she lied about the 6 feet, right, that it wasn't a 6 feet toss with the knife, is the jury going to believe her, number one? And then number two, is there evidence of prior police reports? Has she called the police on him to prove that there have been prior disputes between the two?
So before I let you go, I got to ask you, at first the cops shut this investigation down. Is she going to try to use that in her defense and say, look, the cops originally shut this down, then the prosecutors gave it a second look, and now they're trying to charge me because of their investigators? Does she put those cops on the stand for her case?
Yeah, good question. I don't think that'll come into evidence, but you're raising a good point, which is why in the world was she not arrested, right? The night of the crime. She had blood. By the way, dude, she had blood, massive blood all over her sweatpants, on her bra. That to me signals a crime of anger and passion. And here's another quick thing. This is interesting. That videotape, there's a videotape months prior of her pummeling him in the elevator.
I mean, you see it right here on the screen. It's on the screen right now.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that. Yeah, so real quick, two ways to get in evidence. One is through your own case in chief. I don't think the prosecutors can get that video in their case, but guess what? When she puts up the argument, oh, self-defense, I'm a domestic violence victim, prosecutors can then use this video for what's called impeachment, to impeach that. And I've got to tell you, that video is devastating. She looks like a lunatic. She's pummeling him even when she gets out of the elevator. So I think when this case goes to trial, I do think the prosecution has a pretty good chance of getting a conviction.
I'm going to be watching it, brother, but it just looks crazy. People, just stay off of OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Just stay off of it. It makes you go crazy. Look at what just happened right there. Anyway, brother, thanks so much for joining the program.